Alright, that should be live. Just gotta make sure if it actually is live. It says it says it's live on YouTube, but or not YouTube, OBS, which I don't know. Just making sure things are not broken and whatnot. Yeah, yeah. Welcome back to another stream. Erin has been going through a eyeball placement for a while now. It's been kind of struggling through a day, but Erin does look like it is starting to finally get to the point where it's starting to form an eye right in here, and it'll eventually start to get to the point where start clearing out where that eye is at. It's still gonna be a while until we see anything, majorly change, but it is eventually gonna have its eye again, and then from there we'll see what intensity it does end up getting to. Because right now, from the last advisory, it shows it as a Category 3, with 946 millibar pressure and wind speeds of 125. And let me go to National Hurricane Center website real quick, which they have the movement, which is west-northwest at 13 miles per hour, and they did change the cone a little bit as well, which is because it did do a wobble to over here last night, or overnight to be specific. Impacts are, still are probably be a little bit different compared to what they were yesterday. Got to be watching to see where the eye goes, because it can be anywhere along in this cone where it could shift to. Has been trending, as you saw yesterday, where it was shifting to the west, but if it does shift any more west, like over here, North Carolina would still have the cases of where we could expect some tropical winds, like tropical storm winds, riptides, riptides, and high surf. Nothing in terms of a landfall, however. That is still gonna be unlikely, and continue to be unlikely. Why is this being broken? Really, YouTube, you had to sign me out. Suspicious activity detected. Yeah, even though it's literally me, YouTube. I swear, the systems for YouTube is sometimes better at detecting activity on your own PC of what you're doing compared to anything anything else. I do want to take a look, because I don't know if I don't remember if I looked at the advisory. The last advisory, at least, the intermediate. Let's see here, which basically go into detail with the mix of sustained winds being 125, and Erin's likely to remain dangerous major hurricane through the middle of this week, basically, before it goes out towards the northeast, which we have cooler waters up here, and then it'll go extra tropical eventually. Sure, everything's working as well over here. I also do. Where is? There. Hopefully this goes to the right thing. Where's my YouTube? That is not the right thing. There's a chat. Oh, I gotta pull up the meso analysis because otherwise I just gotta go to the wrong tab. There we go. Or not. Why? Oh, let me get this fixed. There we go. Now it's fixed. I don't know why I was doing that, but yeah. Usually if I have the meso analysis up, it will work properly, but I didn't have the meso analysis up. Alright, so here is Cyclonic WX, and then here is Tropical Tidbits. What we're going to look at first is the... hopefully, I don't know if it's 060. I think it's 060. Because what's today? Sunday? So it'd be 12Z that we're on now. So, as you kind of see, with the next tropical wave that's coming off of Africa here, you can kind of see a few signals. I mean, I think it's the Euro. Yeah, Euro. Which the Euro is taking the next tropical wave almost in the same way as Erin. Which, right now, I mean, there's not really anything formed. It's just a tropical wave. So, once models start to get a better picture of what's going on with that tropical wave, then we'll know more about what's gotta specifically happen with it. But it is definitely definitely has the potential to become our next tropical depression or storm. And then here's a GEFS, which has basically a similar story. Although, I mean, GEFS and the Euro have some slight differences, but generally they both have a signal out in the MDR with the tropical wave that's coming off of Africa of something potentially forming out of that. In terms of any missions that are out there right now, we have, I think, the Air Force out there right now. Which I don't remember. I don't know if it's... let me see. Mission 14, I think, is the one out there right now. Maybe. If I can actually go to it. So here's Mission 13. Which, type unknown. So, not really sure what level they were flying at. Could be the lower level observations for Hurricane Erin. I mean, it has the pattern. So this could be the likely from the last advisory. And then we have Mission 13 here, I think. Although it does say unassigned. Here's Mission 14, which is upper level, which will be getting the environment around a hurricane, rather than going into the hurricane. I did not want to close that out either. Yeah, so that's from the last advisory. So these guys could be the next flight going into Hurricane Erin. But we'll have to see. Here's No Skull, because this is one of the things I want to show as well. So I was thinking, how can I show where the ridges and like lows are at? Which you can see, there's obviously not tropical storm, Hurricane Erin right there. And then you have this trough right here, which is where your low's at. And then you have this ridge right here. And then I'm pretty sure there's if I go to surface, there's a low right there as well. Which, as Erin makes its way north, Erin will attach itself to a trough and then make its way out. How high up does this go? 250. Oh, it does go up to like the way up into the atmosphere, but yeah, 500 is generally where your jet stream's gonna be sitting at, or we're gonna be looking for your jet stream to be specific. Hello, welcome to the stream. There's there's upper air recon going. And this is the recon from earlier. So I'm gonna be waiting a little while for the next update to come on in, which is at 5 p.m. AST. So within the next hour or so, for the next advisory to come on in and see how much has changed from there. And then, of course, when it comes to let me turn off this cone real quick so we can have a better view of Erin. Because we're gonna be paying attention to both visible and then also the LWR or infrared, long wave infrared, which definitely, I mean, you can see some trying to poke out in the middle there with the eye, but it's not like a fully cleared out eye. But how is everyone doing this afternoon? Is it trying to clear? Yes, it is indeed. It is indeed. This gotta take a little while. That's for sure. Because I mean, it took a long time for it to go through its cycle of doing the eyeball placement all day yesterday until it got to the way later into the evening. And now a good portion of today it was kind of struggling to get back its eye until now. %2 tornado risk today. Yeah, we do have a there is a there's a 2% out there. Between Iowa, South Dakota, and also Minnesota. There is a wind risk between Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota, and a hail risk through the same areas, but does look like it could be just mainly a wind threat, but I mean, sometimes when you have a 2% tornado risk, that's sometimes the case where you could have like an isolated tornado. I'm kind of curious what the mesoanalysis looks like out there right now. Where is... Okay, there we go. So, looking at visible satellite, there is a lot of cloud cover over there right now. Which could hinder quite a few things for the afternoon. Peak EF0 to EF1. about there. My AC went out. It's 80 degrees in the house right now. Oh boy, I can imagine it's. I mean, not only with the heat, but I can also imagine it's pretty humid in the house too. Where is? Oh, there. Sweating. I was gonna say, literally just got like, literally just like, what? How do I describe this as? Like, I don't know, literally losing calories by no ACL at all. Let me go to, let me show you guys the meso analysis real quick. So this is the bulk share effective, pretty low values, even at surface of 1 kilometer, surface of 6. Looking at their surface base, there's, I mean, not really seems like a cap there. I do want to take a look at, oh, let me get the soundings up real quick. I haven't looked at soundings. That is quite the hodograph. Definitely gotta be for sure wind with that kind of hodograph. There's about, because this is from 18 UTC, which I can't remember off the top of my head if that's like 3 p.m. or I think. And there's like, that's 74 degrees and that's 90 degrees. That's more than like a 20-degree spread. So yeah, storms are definitely, I mean, definitely not gonna be super surface based. Unless that temperature starts to come down, but it also seems a little bit warm at the 700 millibar level too. But it definitely seems like it's gonna be a wind threat just looking at that. $90 now. I was gonna say I do want to take a look at the METAR data on here as well. And yeah, looking at a lot of, because on Radar Omega, you can METARs, which is a bunch of different like stations that have, which is basically like mesonets and whatnot, which capture rain data, temperature, dew points, and some of these are probably gonna be a couple like 10 or more minutes behind, but looks like generally like 90s across the board. And upper 70, like lower 70s, upper 60s across the board too. It's a little windy. Yeah, just a little windy. I say if it was a little bit more windier than that, the heat probably wouldn't be as bad outside, to be honest. But speaking of wind, last night in Illinois we had quite the storm. Literally, my weather radio over here went off like 6 times or something like that, with between flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. And I was just like in my bed. I'm like, well, I know, at least I know it's working as intended. Because it's supposed to be, I mean, weather radios are supposed to be loud and make sure to alert you when there's something going on. .40 mile per hour wind gust. That is pretty gusty. No hail though. That's to say, because I know earlier in the day there was, or I think it was earlier in the day. Let me take a look at the storm reports on here. 12 hours. Actually, go back 24 hours. There we go. So, yeah, so yesterday, earlier in the afternoon, there was a few hail reports. And there's even wind reports that are popped up on here now, too, since I turned this on to 24 hours. Large tree down reports. A lot of tree reports and wires down over here. There's still a flood warning all over here near Shanahan and Plainfield. So I can also on radar handling turn off METAR data because that's gonna be it also causes a bit of lag sometimes. Let me go back even further than that. Okay. There we go. So there's the storm that caused all that wind and a ton of lightning. There was at one point where I was looking at radar too, where I saw this hook over near Romeoville, but then on later scans, it then kind of fizzled out, which I'm like, man, I was not expecting to see a hook on a storm. And then I kept going and going and going and going. And then there's more rainfall through the morning too. Like it was just raining rainfall through the early morning hours. And then again at like almost like 6, 7 in the morning. And then clearing out for the day finally. I accidentally clicked on a terminal radar. Which, speaking of radar, I do wonder. I can't imagine the San Juan radar can see the eye anymore. Yeah, kind of, but not really. Let me go back a little bit here. So this is at like 6 in the morning here. Well, almost 6:33 in the morning on this scan here. You see the eye that just barely. And then it kind of goes out of frame. You can still see a bit here on the scan. And that's all the way over there. And not really visible to radar. I was smiling. It was indeed, I think, either that or doing a hula hoop. I don't know. Also, speaking of other chances for, which I think I talked about this a little bit at the starter stream with this 30% chance with the next week, which I want to go over to, where is the MDR? Well, the MDR is right here, but trying to find a CLA for it. There's a lot of convection. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let me go back a little bit where I can see that. There's definitely some spin in there with that next tropical wave coming on in. I mean, it's exited its way off of Africa and now it's going. I do want to check a couple things too, because I don't know how much dust is gonna be an issue for that tropical wave. All right, so here is the Ghost East, like it basically for dust, basically. And you can see where our next tropical wave is, and then you have dust out to the west of it, and also to the north of it. And there's a little bit of dust that looks like right near it, and also in front of it. So that's kind of probably struggle with that, but it does look like how Erin was, where it was like a compact area almost. And when you have like a small area like that, I mean, dust will affect it, but you'll be able to with the right condition, it'll clear out the dust from it, and then it'll continue to intensify. I just realized, as I was looking to the top over here, there's a severe dust warning all the way up in Maine. Where is? I need to find a thing I was looking for yesterday. I think it was on cyclonic. Let me see. Indeed was okay. All right, because I want to like compare the temperatures to where the next tropical wave is at. So it's over here. I mean, it's in I mean, it's in warm waters, but there's a bit of area where it's a little bit cooler. Which let me grab that image real quick. I need to press that button there. All right, so here is basically where the next tropical wave is at right here, right over near the islands. You can see here where you have a much cooler waters, and then you have along here warmer waters, but not super hot like over here where Erin is at. So if I mean the tropical wave's gotta be probably continuing west, and then we'll have to see how where it wobbles to. Also, my chair's making a ton of noise as per usual. Cooking food in the water. I mean, I was gonna say, well, the Atlantic's pretty salty, but I mean, theoretically, you could cook food in the Atlantic. I mean, I don't know how efficient it would be though, because it's be sun cooking compared to like a grill or something like that. Feed Aaron. Yeah, I just gotta feed Erin. I don't know. What food to feed Erin? I don't know. All right, hold on. I may tweak Nightbot's messaging stuff real quick, cause it is